Hey folks, I have a new product here from CZ. It's actually not that new in the Czech Republic, but it's new here in the US. 805 Bren. And this one is called the S1. That's what they're importing it into the US. PS1. That's the pistol version of this. Now, this is used by the Czech Armed Forces, but theirs has a stock, which ours does not, because as I said, it's being imported as a pistol. Bren has a long history. A lot of people, World War II, the British used a Bren machine gun, and a lot of people are under the impression that that was made in England, and in fact it was not. That was made by CZ in the Czech Republic. And this is, they gave it the name Bren. I'm not sure how closely related it is to the actual Bren machine gun, but anyway, and it comes with one n.a.t.o magazine. This is made by n.a.t.o out of Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. It's a local company for me. Now, I talked to the guys from CZ, and they are planning on introducing an Sbr kit for this, and it would be a part compliance kit also, so you would be able to apply for your Sbr, and then the collapsible stock or folding stock would fit right there. It'll be very easy to swap out. And since this comes with a magazine that was made in the US, you won't have that'll count towards one of the parts to make it compliant. So they will be developing that. Right now they are very focused on the Scorpion, and pretty much all of their production in that manner, development of Sbr stuff, they're doing towards that. They want to get that on the market. This will be next. One of the nice things about this that I like is that it can use n.a.t.o magazines, and I have actually tried a whole bunch of different magazines, all of them AR-15 magazines. Everything I have tried so far has fit. That's the HK magazines, Magpul, I don't even remember who all I've tried, but anyway, all of them have fit, haven't had any issues. Tango Down was another one I tried. All of them have worked perfectly. So you will be able to use AR-15 magazines with that. Now, the interesting history about this, the Czech Republic was looking to replace their VZ-58, which is, it looks like an AK, but it's not. But that shoots the 7.62 Soviet, which is the 7.62 by 39. They were looking to replace that. They wanted something that would shoot the new Soviet caliber, the 5.45 by 39 that the Russians used in their AK-74. And they were looking at the new rifle they were looking at that they developed, because they're not going to use Russian guns, that's just the way they are. They're going to develop their own guns. The Czechs have a very, very good gun development program, which is one of the reasons why that was the first company, or one of the first countries that the Germans invaded in World War II, is because of this weapon factory, the CZ weapon factory. One of the best in the world. It still is one of the best in the world. So, but anyway, they have their new rifle was going to be called the n.a.t.o, and that was going to be the replacement for the VZ-58. Around that time, the Iron Curtain fell, and the Czech Republic, or excuse me, Czechoslovakia split off into the Czech Republic and Slovakia. So the n.a.t.o rifle was discarded. So in the late 1990s, they were looking to upgrade again, and they started using, some of the Czech troops started using the US M4 A3 carbines made by Bushmaster, and they were kind of looking at different calibers. They were looking at the 6.8 SBC, they were looking at some different stuff. They even thought about going full bore 7.62 n.a.t.o and didn't. And later on in the 2000s, around 2010, 2009, 2010, around there, they looking to get an upgrade. They wanted to go with the 5.56 n.a.t.o, and they did extensive weapon testing, and they, this was developed, I think 2007. Anyway, it head-to-head between this and the Scar, and it was pretty much a tie. This here performed just as well as the Scar, and they ended up going with this just because it was nationally made in the Czech Republic, so they went with that. So that's a little bit of the history. This has fought in 2 wars. It has fought in the Afghan War. The Czechs are using it, and it's fighting in the Mexican drug war. The Mexican military is using it. Current users of the rifle is the Czech Republic, Mexico, Egypt, Moldova, and Slovakia. This rifle weighs 7.9 pounds. It is 35.8 to 33.7 inches with the buttstock extended. Folded, it is 26 inches, so I'm guessing that's going to be the approximate length of this. The barrel length on it is 14 inches on the Bren A1. The Bren A2 is 10.9 inches. I believe this one is modeled after the Bren A2, if I remember correctly, the short-barreled version. The A2 is the short-barreled version. As I said, it shoots the 5.56 n.a.t.o. It is a gas-operated bolt, and it is a piston gas system. It has 2 settings. The standard setting, which they say you should always leave it on that unless it becomes sluggish, start having problems with it in battle or anything, then you would switch it to the second position. If you fire in the second position normally, then it's going to beat your rifle up, so you really don't want to do that. Has rails on top, rails on the bottom. You can put rails here on this side if you like. The bolt is reciprocating, and it's ambidextrous, left to right side. It comes here on the left side, and that's the better side to use because you can use your weak hand to charge it. However, most of the shooting I've been doing so far has been off a bench, and shooting a pistol like this off the bench is kind of awkward, and I was holding it here and was catching my thumb quite a bit, so I flipped it to this side. As soon as this becomes an SBR, I'm going to go ahead and flip it around the other side because I do prefer the other side. Magazine release is here, bolt catch is here, magazine release on this side is here, safety right here, and this safety does not catch on your thumb like the Scorpion one does. That's one of the knocks on the Scorpion. The sights on this are the same sights used on the Scorpion, and they're metal and very rugged and very functional, work excellent. It's got a little bit of heft to it. As I said, it's like 7.9 pounds. It's not a light weapon. Polymer down here, but everything else on it is all metal, and it's built extremely well, extremely rugged. One of the really good features on this is the trigger. It has a really good trigger. I was very impressed. I measured it, and it came out to 5.5 pounds and 5.5 ounces, but it's really crisp. It's got a really crisp trigger. So, and I already showed you it's cleared. It's got a nice take up and not much of a wall at all, and it's got a really clean break, but watch the travel on this. Right there, slight wall, barely a wall. Bam, right there. The reset on it, really good reset. Short, right there. You're ready to go. I mean, it's a really good trigger. I would say one of the best triggers I've pulled on a stock weapon. Much better than the mil-spec triggers on an AR, and I'm a fan of the mil-spec triggers on an AR. I'm not one who feels I need to run out and replace it the instant I get it. For me, the mil-spec triggers are rugged and functional, and they work. They don't break. I really like mil-spec triggers, but this one here is better. Way better, I would say. The grip here, it's comfortable, it's ergonomic. That's what it looks like with a magazine. One thing that is superb on this, just like the Scorpion, is the action. I will say that CZ has some of the smoothest actions. I mean, that is just like butter. It is so smooth. Every CZ I think that I have ever picked up has had the nicest, smoothest action of any other firearms I've tried. And I say that even going back to like the 1920s, 1940s. Those handguns, they're just so smooth. And this is the same way. Scorpion is the same way. I mean, it's just, the action is just sweet on these. And I'm going to make the argument that, you know, most people, when you think of European makers, the best European makers, you know, most people think of them as coming out of Germany, Switzerland, Italy, Belgium, and I'm going to make the argument that CZ is right up there with the best of those. Their firearms are just outstanding. The components here, I don't know if you noticed when I took those out, those are like surgical precision, the way that those are made. The machining on those, I mean, there's not a mark on them. It's surgical steel almost. I mean, it's just incredible. The machining, the craftsmanship, the attention to detail that goes into these. And I don't know if you know how many people out there are history buffs, but a lot of the area that these are made in the Czech Republic, the people that comprise that area have the same attention to detail as the Germans, and a lot of them are ethnically German or historically ethnically German, and but the craftsmanship that comes out of that region it's the same high quality as what you find coming out of the German regions. And this rifle right here, this 805 Bren, is incredible. Now the price tag on it's like 1,900, something like that, 1,900, so it's just short of 2,000. And if this was a SCAR, people wouldn't scoff at that at all, but it's a CZ. But I'm telling you, the quality on this is it's the same as a SCAR. I don't know, might even be better. I don't have a lot of trigger time with the SCAR, so I'll be upfront with that. But this here, I mean, the quality on this, it's up there with the best of the best, I'm telling you. It's superb. If you haven't fired one of these yet, I would do it. And there's a lot of people out there who still don't know about CZ. I run into them all the time, but I'm telling you, CZ, it's a superb company. Like I say, their craftsmanship and their quality are up there with the best of the best in Europe. So you owe it to yourself, check it out. It is a little bit of a steep price tag, but don't think of this as a pistol. You know, I mean, it really should have a stock on it. But, you know, as far as the SIGs and all those that are out there, this just as good, if not better. So anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. Semper Fi, and God bless. I had a Redfield counter-strike on here, and I started having issues with the reticle on that. So I've had a few reticle or a few optics issues. So I have not tested this for accuracy the way I would like to yet. So I'm gonna have to give you an update on that. The little bit of testing I have done, accuracy-wise, has been extremely accurate up close, but in like 50 yards. So I haven't done good accuracy testing yet, but I will. But you know, this is a short barrel. This is a pistol, according to the ATF. So, you know, speaking from that aspect, it's not going to be as accurate as it could be if it had a little bit longer barrel on. I've put a lot of rounds through this so far, and I have not even had a malfunction. It hasn't even thought about making a malfunction. It's worked perfectly. And accuracy-wise, I have not had a chance to do good accuracy testing. I've had a little bit of some scope issues lately. I had a Nikon M223, and that broke. Here's a target, 70 feet, which is not very far. It's, what, 22 yards, something like that. This is with a Redfield counter-strike, so it's like a 3 MOA red dot. So this right here is Hornady Tap FPD, 55 grain. 5 shots, these are 5-shot groups, by the way. 2 right there. This here is Winchester PDX. 5 shots there, and then down here is American Eagle 50 grain. So decent groups. It's pretty close though. Here is Now this here is just playing around, just random shooting. But up top here is Hornady tap and Winchester PDX-1, and that's all of them. All the other ones just kind of mess around. And then here is rapid fire, a whole bunch of different ammo, just a big mix, kind of like a reliability thing here. But as you see, all headshots, chest shots. Got one flyer, be a gut shot, a couple gut shots down there, but